Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have any other significant Scorpio placements, there may be a message in here for you. So Scorpio, to get started, I have a couple of channeled messages. So I'm going to look at my notes as I'm relaying them to you. So as I was preparing for this, I saw the Six of Wands in my mind's eye as a card for you. But I was getting this information that this Six of Wands energy, which of course means public victory, success, overcoming some sort of significant challenge, it hasn't settled in yet. And it hasn't fully taken place yet, but the seeds have been planted. There are still some environmental factors that need to pass. And the example that I was given was if you're planting garlic in the ground, you plant it in the fall. So actually right before winter, you put the like one clove of garlic in the ground. And during the winter time, in the period of cold, that's when the bulb multiplies underground. And then in the summer, of course, that's when the green shoots up. So, which is interesting, so I don't know if that's like a literal sort of, it could be, because I'm kind of getting now that, like, because where I am, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, we're in springtime now, right? Like, it's officially spring and we're going to be moving into summer. So it could be that there's like seeds that you planted a while ago in fall, or it doesn't have to be literal. It could be metaphorical seeds from the past that you've planted. Maybe you haven't seen any like physical signs of growth of that, but rest assured that it has been growing in the meantime in a period of I'm getting words like rest and slumber, but that's not the word that I'm looking for. But that's the thing, though. I feel like there's something here where it has felt stagnant, but there has actually, in reality, been a lot of growth. That's how it's coming through. Something that has felt stagnant, but in reality has been growing not secret, but like that, right? Like not seen is how it's kind of coming through. I'm also kind of getting this energy of like the underground growth, basement, subconscious, like things that are sort of like not on the surface level. And of course that's all Scorpio energy, but something about that's becoming more clear or more stable or feeling more secure or more safe. I was getting a specific message for someone like that the subconscious specifically and dreams are becoming less scary or overwhelming. So this could be a message for someone who's been having bad dreams or something like that, or just like restless nights or something like that has something to do with your subconscious, your emotions, something that felt overwhelming. I feel like that's becoming a lot steadier, a lot clearer. And I'm getting a lot of clarity that's coming in. Reorganization and alignment is what I'm getting for you in that area of your life. I'm also getting very strong root and sacral energy. So the color red and the color orange are significant. They're being activated. I'm getting a lot of energy that's being activated within those areas. But also, because that's happening, just be conscious of frustrations that you might be experiencing in those areas, and make sure that you're channeling them appropriately. And patience with the physical is necessary. I keep getting this energy of like wanting to reassure you, Scorpio, like rest assured, things are aligning. It is going to take time. There's this interesting also like push and pull energy that I'm getting from like restrictions and expansions. And what I was getting with that, especially the word restriction, is coming in a very positive way. And what I'm getting is the Saturn and Aries transit that we are in right now feels very beneficial for you at this time. Like the Saturn and Aries transit, however long that lasts, is being a very positive way to use like restrictions, quote unquote, or discipline, let's say, or like I want to call it like dedication, hard work, pushing forward on what matters, investing time in what you need to, having a lot of energy to get things done, like productivity, action, all this sort of like directed, intentional, creational fire energy is what I'm getting for you, Scorpio, with this Saturn transit. And the restriction is sort of coming in as being like focus. That's how I'm getting it. And then the expansion, which is a Jupiterian energy, and Jupiter is in Cancer right now, is coming in as being more like when you come home after a really hard day of work and you like let go, you take a nice like bath or whatever, and it's just kind of like this homey, nurturing experience. That's sort of what I'm getting, where it's like this period of like hard work, dedication, using all this fire, and then the Cancerian aspect of it of relaxing, of being at home, of being safe, being cozy, and like that kind of energy, which is very interesting for you, Scorpio. Okay, so that's it for channeled messages. We'll see what's coming through, but I'm getting a lot of like very positive momentum energy for you, which is like rewarding is what I want to say for that. Very rewarding. Yeah, I do feel like there has that's what this sort of like garlic metaphor is coming through with, of like seeds that were planted in the fall. So it's kind of like this period of time where you have plans that are suddenly like, I don't know. It does feel like there's been a period of time where like it wasn't something where you had an idea and it immediately went into action. Like, I don't think a lot of things are like that in reality, but it's like it's highlighting this sort of period of time where it wasn't possible yet to move forward, and it's like now that time is over, it is starting to move forward. Like things are picking up in a certain area in your life, in whatever way that is. But I keep highlighting, like, it feels like there's this, like, a significant period of time where movement was not possible yet, is how it's feeling. But there is this energy of, like, you're going to see the evidence of how that period of time was actually growing something when maybe you didn't think that it was, is how it's feeling, right? It's like when you pull the garlic bulb out of the ground, you can see that it has grown. You just didn't see it. You weren't aware of it growing. There's something emotional about that too. Like maybe this feeling of like surprise or like relief that's coming through, or just like gratitude maybe. Like you didn't realize that it was growing in secret, whatever it was. I don't know what this is for you. You didn't realize that it had grown. Maybe you just thought that it was like... I'm getting a little bit of a Six of Cups energy with this now. Kind of like, it's hard to explain. It's not quite nostalgia. It may have something to do with the past though. Yeah, there's something emotional about this, whatever it is. 'Cause it's also kind of feeling like, I don't know if this is you or in relation to someone else, like seeing how far you've grown. It could be in terms of a relationship as well. We are approaching the Libra full moon. So there could be that kind of like, I feel like there's strong watery emotional energies coming through your reading as well today. I'm almost getting this energy of something like you seeing an old friend or something like that, right? Like an old friend, like someone that you haven't seen in years, maybe. And seeing how you have both grown into adults, like especially if it's someone like a childhood friend or something like that. There's like this emotional aspect to it where it's like you realize that they've gone through this period of time where they've grown. And so it appears different, right? Like that's how it's feeling, but it's emotional. There's something very emotional about this. Okay, Scorpio, let's pull some cards for you. This is the feeling that I'm getting. It is kind of feeling nostalgic. The vessel, yeah. To me, this always talks to me about the physical body. Again, root chakra energy. And also sacral as well. And then you have the Kiss card at the bottom of the deck. The vessel talks about containers. Yeah, I'm kind of getting this like time-lapse energy. Like when you see, if you've seen those, like maybe this is, so it could be in relation to you, Scorpio, right? Like this energy of a time lapse or a time capsule, or maybe it has something to do with aging. I don't know. Like it's just, there's this significant time. A significant time period. But it's really wanting to emphasize though the difference between sorry, I'm kind of trying to sort through. Like if you think of a time capsule, the objects inside the time capsule haven't changed, right? They're static. Whatever this is not like that. Whatever this is has grown and changed while it was in the earth. I have no idea what that would mean literally for you, right? Like, because it's wanting to emphasize that it is alive and well, and that it has grown in that period of stagnation, quote unquote, because of course it wasn't actually stagnant. It was actually growing while it was dormant, but not dormant, right? Like that's the energy that I'm getting for you. It's not a time capsule, but there is an element of time passing. Okay, the vessel may be the most powerful archetypal form on Earth. It is everywhere. Cups hold liquids, stoves hold fire, our bodies hold organs, our homes hold families. Through the simple act of separation, the vessel protects what it contains. Nests protect the eggs. Savings account protects our earnings. Even the planets are contained within their circular orbit. When this card appears, it's time to assess what is being held together and how. Is the vessel too tight, too loose, broken, empty, full? Or perhaps there is no vessel at all and the contents spill in every direction. It is natural for structures to be formed and eventually fall apart. The vessel has a life cycle that must be honored. Is it time for you to build, break, or repair? You must find out. Okay. Interesting. A strong container. Something that holds something in place, perhaps. A vessel that grows is also what I'm getting with this. Like, okay. I keep being pulled back to the time capsule for some reason. Maybe there's something from your past, like I'm kind of getting like an old photo album, right? Like something like that. Doesn't have to be limited to photos, and it doesn't have to be limited to physical objects is what I'm getting with that as well. It could be like, it could even be like on your phone, right? Like your digital photo album. There might be something about going to the past in that. I feel like there's also some aspect of like the garlic bulb. You have like the thing itself, whatever this thing is, has grown, but I feel like there's also an acknowledgement here for you, Scorpio, of seeing how you have grown as well, right? Like especially in relation to the time capsule that keeps coming up. You put those objects in there in order to mark a significant time period. And when you revisit that, you can see how far you've grown, right? How much you've grown in comparison to that time, right? Like it's well as well with that example of like seeing an old friend who you haven't seen in years. It brings you back to that time when you knew them. It brings you back to the child version that you were, let's say. And in comparison to those people that you were, you are now different people, right? Like there's something about that. And the one card. Okay. With the vessel here, because the vessel talked about the mere act of separation, right? Like saying that this is apart from another. The one card talks about unification. And I was getting this image of the Harry Styles Adore You music video. If you've seen it, I talked about it in a previous video before, which I can't remember. It's been a long time. But in that music video, he has this pet fish. I feel like fish are a significant symbol for you as well at this time. He had a pet fish that kept growing, and it kept outgrowing its vessel. And so he had to keep finding a new container to put his fish in because it kept outgrowing it, right? Until the point eventually where he outgrew the largest container that he could fit in, and it was time for him to be returned to the ocean. There's something like that, right? Where, like, especially with this one card, this unification, it feels kind of like a reunification of like the fish in the ocean, whatever that is to you. It feels really good, Scorpio, whatever this is. I feel like though, you may be in this period of time where it's like you're still in the last vessel is how it's coming through, like the last container, in whatever way that is, before you're reunited with the ocean. I'm seeing you as the fish today, of course, where it's like you're in, I do want to say like the last phase of reunification is what it's coming through as. The last container before you re-enter the ocean is how I'm gonna say that. And yeah, the destroyer energy, which is interesting because I'm seeing this as a positive thing for you, right? Like the vessel, whatever it is, there is something about static versus dynamic, right? Like the destroyer energy brings in change. With all growth comes the destroyer energy. It is feeling though like a positive thing, even though there may be aspects of it that are uncomfortable. Because it's like the last push that's needed in order to get you to the ocean. That's how it's coming through. Like, I'm kind of getting this, I'm kind of getting this energy of like a, you know, like in food products, right? That you have to break the seal in order to start using whatever it is. Like, that's how it's coming through. That's the energy that I'm getting for you. Maybe it's coming through as like unlocking some sort of past energy that I want to say has been holding you back. Oh, well, no, that's not true. That's not true at all, actually. I feel like there's maybe been some sort of perception that you've been held back. Maybe in some ways that is true, though, right? Like, because there has been, if we're just going back to that metaphor of the fish in a container, the container holds the fish in the water, right? Like it's a container, it holds. The intention is to restrict the flow of the environment or whatever. So in that way, that is true. I feel like, though, you're in this period of time where you're about to be moved to the ocean, right? Reunified in whatever way with where it is you truly belong or something like that. But you're in the last container. I have no idea how long that period of time is going to last for you. It could be a Saturn and Aries transit kind of thing. There is this feeling, though, of like safety and security. Yeah, a change for the better. A change for the better. I feel like there is something about physical space that might be part of this. So, like, in literal terms, it could be that you're moving to a larger space, right? Like that kind of thing. Doesn't have to be that for you in whatever way this is, in whatever area of your life this is going to resonate. It does feel like there's this energy of expansion, and it is a change for the better. But with all change, there is always a little bit of discomfort at first. Because I'm almost kind of getting like like now this fish out of water, like specifically that one scene where in that music video where he is he's like carrying the big fish tank, and then it breaks and the fish is sort of flopping around, and then it takes the whole village to sort of bring the fish to the ocean. That's the energy that I'm getting for you, Scorpio. So it's kind of coming through like that, like this big push, this big collective effort to get Scorpio into the water. That's how it's feeling. And that could be like your guides coming in to help you with that. It doesn't have to literally be people in your life, though I'm sure that there are. A change for the better, though, Scorpio. Like, let's get Scorpio in the water. But yeah, they're acts, forces working against you. It's bringing up, like, there is some sort of environmental factor that's still sort of like not in favor of this movement yet, or something like that. Can I get one more card for that one? Grapes, time to go out and have fun. Purse, pay attention to your finances. So there could be some sort of like material aspect to that, like money, right? That a very like practical, material, logistical kind of setback, or that kind of energy. And Caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Yeah, of course. We've got the butterfly already. That's how it's feeling. Yeah. Okay, I don't know, but I feel like you're in the midst of it, Scorpio. You're in the midst of this like transformation. Like I am getting this energy of like in the process of expansion. Like you're past the cocoon stage. It's kind of feeling like you're like about to emerge, like you're that awkward, uncomfortable feeling of like shedding an old skin, that kind of thing. Yeah, the cheetah. Movement. A lot of movement. This one is driven by passion and purpose. But I was also getting the word pleasure there as well. Purpose, pleasure, passion, intention. There's a lot of movement. This is also divine masculine energy. Again, that sort of like red, orange, yellow energy, like all the base chakras are being activated, it feels like. So root, sacral, solar plexus as well is coming through with this. A lot of energy, a lot of movement. The fire ant. Interesting. Because it is coming out like this. I don't know if it should be like this though. So the fire ant talks about aggression, irritation, something fiery and uncomfortable. But it's interesting that these same colors are activated, right? Red, yellow, orange. I sometimes see this fire ant energy as a wound that needs attention, right? Like how if something hurts, it becomes inflamed. It's itchy, it's red, that kind of like painful kind of energy. So that might be part, like there may be this, again, discomfort about this change that's happening. It may also be activating a wound, so just be conscious of that. Whatever this change is, may be activating a wound is how it's wanting to come through. I do want to say though that there is something about, okay, yeah. Like perhaps a trigger. Because I want to say it's something like this feels kind of like the last hurdle before healing a particular wound that I feel like is it's coming through as being like you will know what this wound is for you. I feel like it's been a major part of your life. I also think it's been something that you have been healing for a long time. And it's also feeling like it's significant. This wound is significant because it's had a big impact on how you perceive passion, pleasure, and purpose for you. It's tied to those aspects for you. So it could come through as being like, I see this as being sort of like a superhero moment, right? To be sort of cliche and corny. Like that one thing from the superhero's past that sort of encourages them to be who they are, right? Like it's a Chiron energy, of course. Like that's how it's coming through for me. Like this one wound that has had a very significant impact in your life because it's tied to purpose. Your purpose is what I want to say for that. This is the last container is what I want to say. Like And how that's coming through is being like the last hurdle, the last barrier, maybe, the last lesson that you need to learn in regards to this wounding. The last challenge before you return to the ocean, right? Whatever that means to you. I do feel like there's healing, though, and growth that's coming from this. It is feeling really positive, but again, there is discomfort. Can I get one more card, please? Turtle. Yeah. And you have the elephant at the bottom of the deck. Destroyer of obstacles is what is coming through with this. It's a very positive destroyer energy. It's a destroyer of obstacles. The turtle talks about narratives and stories, and it's interesting that here the markings on the turtle are orange and red and in that family, but it's shifted into green, which I want to, like, it does feel kind of like this energy of growth and healing and love, and peace. I do feel like you're doing significant amount of healing in terms of certain narratives about yourself that maybe have been like holding you back, or it could have to do with like self-limiting beliefs. Maybe like self-limiting beliefs, perhaps insecurities. Like, that word feels a little bit trite in this case. It does feel a bit more intense than that, but that's sort of the same, the family that's coming through. Like, that's the something that has prevented you from reaching your fullest potential is just how I'm gonna leave it. Especially in terms of narratives or containers and things like and I'm not saying, like, I feel like the containers, whatever they were for you, or the like, the word sandbox is coming through, like this like contained area was necessary for your growth, but it is feeling like you have outgrown them in a way. I'm also getting this energy, like I was getting this before as well, like having a vessel that grows with you, with the turtle shell. Like, the shell is a vessel, but it grows with the turtle. It doesn't restrict the turtle, unless it's necessary, right? Like, unless the turtle is going into the shell, but it's feeling more like maybe you've been in environments where it's like you've outgrown them, or it feels constricting or restricting in a bad way, but you're moving into this place where it feels like the container, the vessel, the space, whatever it is, will grow with you, or that there's no restriction is how it's feeling, right? Like the ocean is boundless, that kind of energy. And I'm also kind of getting, especially because with all this water energy that's coming through for you, like, something about the ocean is that there is no limit on the growth of the animals that live there. Basically, there's like the fact that whales can grow to such a big mass is because there is less restriction. I'm not explaining that properly in the full scientific terms, but you know what I mean. Like, on land, there is a certain mass restriction of how big an animal can get. The ocean does not have that. That's how it's coming through for you. The ocean doesn't have restrictions in how big you can get, in whatever way that means for you. And I feel like you've been in this place, or you've been in certain areas in your life where there have been restrictions on how much you can do or that kind of thing. There have been limitations. I feel like you're about to break through the last one, whatever that is for you. And it's been a significant period of growth that I feel like has been masked by this feeling of stagnation. It's like you thought that there wasn't any movement or change or growth, but there's been so much. It's just been under the surface. Yeah, four of coins, 4 of pentacles. This to me is an energy of holding, restriction. Maybe it has something to do with saving or finances, although it doesn't necessarily have to be for you. It'll depend on a whole bunch of different factors. But there is something material and physical about this. Like it has some sort of tie to the physical realm. Especially, so it does feel like it could be tied to that for you. Like financial limitations, especially because you have the purse card coming out, right? Like pay attention to your finances. It could be part of that. Okay, interesting. You have King of Cups, 10 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, and the 5 of Cups. So I feel like this has something to do with relationships as well. Like I'm getting a very strong Venus energy, right? Like relationships, but also resources. It rules over those 2 houses, the 2nd and the 7th house, Taurus and Libra. I'm getting like, so maybe there's a connection between those houses for you. Maybe it has something to do with your Venus energy or sign. The 5 of Cups into the 10 of Cups. Some sort of like emotional link to finances as well. It could be part of that. Emotion, like narratives around relationships and resources. It's very interesting though. I feel like there's also like an emotional fulfillment energy in the Fool. The Fool, I feel like there's some sort of new beginning with this. Because I always get this sort of energy of the iceberg with this Fool card specifically. Why do I feel like I've been talking about icebergs, but I haven't? I don't think I mentioned that in this reading, but it feels like like I'm forgetting something. Yeah, 8 of Swords. Definitely has something to do with like your self-limiting beliefs, but I feel like that's what you're overcoming. You're getting like a new start on something. I am getting this energy of like especially with the 5 of Cups and the 8 of Swords, like not, oh, okay, no, I wasn't talking about icebergs, I was talking about the ocean. Interesting. It's almost like seeing a whole new world or a new side to something is how it's coming through. Like, but at the same time, it feels familiar. There could be an aspect of past lives as well. There's the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands. I want to say it's like, okay, now I'm getting this scene in one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I don't know which one. I think it's the second or third one, where the boat flips upside down in the water, and it only happens like at sunset or whatever. There's some sort of special condition, and then the boat flips upside down and they enter a whole new world. That's what it's coming through with for you. Like this imagery specifically, like something being flipped on its head, but that opens up a whole new world that you could not have dreamed of, that does not have limitations. Like I know that like I'm getting resistance there even as I'm saying it, because I feel like there's something here of like you have lived in a world where there have been a lot of limitations and a lot of restrictions in a way that felt like maybe you were like constricted or uncomfortable or squeezed really tight in a bad way. And then you have the Death card, which is of course you, like big change. This card to me always looks like the veil being lifted on something. Yeah, Six of Cups. Six of Cups and Six of Wands. I'm almost getting like this energy of stepping into Narnia. Stepping into Narnia, like this fantastical world. Of course, this feels like I know this feels very ungrounded, Scorpio. So please translate it into a literal way for you that has like real world anchors. I know I'm kind of going into this like fantasy aspect, but I feel like there is something about that for you that maybe has something to do with like a dream come true, something that you've always wanted to experience, or like something that felt like up until this point just out of your reach is how it's feeling, especially if it is in terms of money or financial stability or your home, like that kind of thing. It's wanting to be like grounded in a very physical example for you, because I feel like there have been aspects to this that have felt very unrealistic, maybe according to society or whatever, right? Like stepping into Narnia or like that kind of thing, right? Like that's how it's feeling. But it's wanting to say like a lot has changed. Some seed that you planted long ago has been growing in secret. And when it comes time to pull it out of the ground, it's like, there it is. There's your dream. Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay. I'm going to leave it there, Scorpio. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.